Dr. William Schaffner is the chairman of the Department of Preventive Medicine at Vanderbilt University. I asked for his reaction on how WHO has handled the Zika crisis so far.
I think, Asi, I think the WHO has been quick off the mark. I think they've been spot on. The communication with the involved countries and the rest of the world has been very clear, and the recommendations are consistent with what we scientifically know to be the facts at the present time.
And WHO's head, Margaret is in Brazil today. In your opinion, what should be her focus during this trip?
I think she will be just a presence and reassuring everyone that the WHO is aware of the circumstance. She'll be speaking with the Ministry of Health and other people in Brazil regarding their mosquito abatement activities, and we'll be looking at all of the ongoing studies that are designed to correlate the occurrence of Zika with these microcephaly episodes and also the Guillain-Barré syndrome, that paralytic disease that seems to follow some cases of Zika.
When will we know for sure if, in fact, there is direct link and there is direct evidence, or has that already been done?
Well, the evidence is very, very suggestive. Tying a ribbon around it scientifically will still take several months, but we're all operating on the presumption that there is a rather direct effect of Zika and this outbreak of microcephaly.
Talk to us about poverty. It seems poverty plays a role here. Zika started spreading in areas with reduced access to clean water.
Well, poverty is associated with Zika because it's associated with the mosquito, which is the big transmitter of Zika. And in impoverished areas, there are many places around the home where water can accumulate, and that's where the mosquitoes breed. And this particular mosquito likes to bite during the day and even inside houses, not just outside. So poverty with the lack of screening and air conditioning, it's all conducive to further transmission via mosquito bites.
And the primary risk at this point, there are still pregnant women we're talking about.
Yes, the major concern is to prevent Zika infection in pregnant women, of course, because we think that this is an association with the microcephaly. So we would like to prevent that, of course. And in addition to the mosquitoes, we're now learning that sexual transmission can also occur, and we're assessing how frequently that can happen. And of course, that's a means for which Zika can be introduced into the developed world, into areas where there is no Zika at the present time.
So for someone like yourself or me, what are the symptoms? I know you and I have talked about this before, but I think doctors and researchers know a lot more now. Are we at risk of getting the Zika virus, and what kind of risk are we talking about?
Well, in the United States and Canada, we think the risk is very low. There will be, of course, introductions that people coming from Zika-infected areas will come to our countries. We have to make sure that our mosquitoes don't bite them and transmit it to people, and that the men in particular who will come from these countries use condoms to prevent sexual transmission once they come to Canada and the United States, for example.
Dr. Schaffner, Zika is not Ebola, it's not HIV. In your opinion, have we blown this thing a little out of proportion?
Actually, I think we've got it about right, because microcephaly is a great tragedy for the individual, for the entire family. There are a lot of those cases now, and we would like to avoid that as much as possible. So I think we're taking the appropriate precautions, and the recommendations of the WHO and the CDC are really on the mark. They may well change over time as we learn more about Zika and how it works.
Our thanks there to Dr. William Schaffner.